Hollow Knight is a 2D action-adventure game, more commonly referred to as a Metroidvania-style game. You play as a tiny bug knight with a nail for a sword, making your way through a desolate and forgotten underground world riddled with mysterious plague. It feels melancholic, pensive, almost poetic, with a goth tone in its design. But it's not entirely bleak, because the music gives it life. While worked on by a main group of only 4 people, this game remains one of the most well-rounded, fun, but challenging video games out there in my opinion. Its mechanics are simple with plenty of room for mastery. You start off with the jump and 4 simple directional attacks, but as you continue your journey you obtain the dash, super dash, wall jump, double jump, and a spirit that makes you temporarily invincible. Your health is what's called soul, which is obtained by fighting enemies and can be used to heal your very fragile life. There are also charms to collect that aid you in your fight, as well as various nail upgrades. The jumps and attacks sound relatively simple, but right from the start of the game you're immediately immersed by something else entirely. Each time you get hit, everything gets pulled away. It is muffled, bass-heavy, and entirely anxiety-inducing. From the very first time you make a wrong move, you're immediately on your toes, and the thought of dying sets in, because you're only allowed a few wrong moves and it's game over. And those wrong moves sound powerful. The game handles consistency and motives very well, and we can hear it as early as its opening cutscene. As you progress through the map, you start to hear it everywhere at the start of boss battles. While the story isn't direct at the beginning, you can tell that there's some sort of important relationship between these two. Along with traditional design choices, the game is full of sound cues that help you progress and find hidden areas. Hitting walls and barriers result in a satisfying metal clanging sound, but hitting breakable walls gives a slightly different, more earthy sound, for a subtle yet effective clue that there's something hidden here. In some areas, the ground rumbles as you walk across. You can even hear characters that are off-screen, such as Cornifer, who, along with leaving a breadcrumb trail of papers behind, hums a simple tune. These off-screen cues can also help prepare you for trouble, or signal that there's a piece of the puzzle you may have missed. There are a few other details I enjoy, like rain muffling when inside, the satisfying crunch of destroying foreground obstacles, and the slight change in tone between areas. The game begins with a windy silence and grows into a soft piano as you arrive at the first stop. As you descend for the first time, the piano turns deeper and some strings are introduced. It mimics the barren environment with only a few droning critters to keep you company. There's even treble and bass in main areas, but as you enter hidden areas, the bass unit drops out, and in boss areas, the bass becomes more prominent. Every area has a different mood and the music accompanies it. Once you move past the first area, you reach Green Path and immediately feel the magic and life that the Crossroads have forgotten. The music is much lighter and more timid, similar to those pesky moss creeps. One thing I find really beautiful about the score is the few motifs hidden around the map that subtly connect pieces of the story. In the City of Tears, a sweet melody is backed by soothing piano, as if the city was once great. Later in the game, you meet the ghost of Marissa, a once popular performer, who harmonizes perfectly with the melody of the city.